Hello everybody. Angie here. I'm coming on to do a flip through of the final piece of my altered book of pockets and tucks. I am really excited to say that I am pleased with the way this came out and I am finished. It only took, what, 6 episodes, 5 or 6 episodes, and I am really happy with it. And the most thing I'm pleased with is I used up a lot of bits and pieces and scraps and digitals and random pieces that I have been shuffling about in my craft room for months. So that is an absolutely plus for me. So as I ended off the last episode, I said I had one more page to do in the book and I was going to do it with you guys and then do a flip through. Well, I am really sorry to say that I got started and I forgot to hit start on record, and I was halfway through before I realized it. So I just continued on and finished up the last page, and so we're just going to do a flip through of the book together. Okay, so I hope you guys like it. Just a refresher, I just took a 1904 Bobbsey Twins book and did the process where you put the pages together, tear out a few, anywhere from 3 to 6 or 8 or 10 pages, and to cut down on the bulk, and then decorate, collage, make it into some type of a journal of sorts. Okay, so I chose to do pockets and tucks and so forth like that out of this particular book. All right, so what I started with is I went over the cover. I cleaned it up as best I could. Like I said, it's a 1904 book. And it is quite old, but I cleaned it up a little bit and I went over it with some Mod Podge, and then after Mod Podge, sealant to kind of seal it. So I hope it will continue and keep its beautifulness on the cover for some time to go. Okay, then I just did a quick piece of a fabric cover, put some lace and a little bit of pearls right there. Did some book corners and a little metal piece here just for extra strength for opening and closing, because I do plan on pulling this out from time to time and admire it. It's always fun to go back to your makes after time has passed and relive the memories. And this is definitely one of the pieces that I plan on doing that with. Okay, so with that being said, let's just do a really quick flip through. As I said, I used various digitals in this particular book, and I chose digitals to keep the bulk down. You can see it's not too bad, just letting it go. But if I would have used a whole bunch of stuff, we know it would have gotten really gator mouthed. And on this make, I know I've seen a couple other videos in the past where people were removing anywhere from 6 to 10 pages in their book. Well, this book wasn't that big. I didn't want to remove that many pages. I was just tearing out 3 pages in between each make page that I did. If you understand that, I was only removing about 3. So if I would have removed too many, I wouldn't have had really that much to work with. As you could see, there's not that many decorated pages. And that's just removing 3. If I would have removed 6 or 8, I wouldn't have had anything to decorate. So that's why I chose that. And plus the book pages are quite thick. All right, let's get into this real quick, guys. First piece, I wanted to keep the Bobbsey Twins, even though it's on the cover. We know what it is. I just think that's really pretty. And I kept the first image that came up. So I just adhered that down and let that serve on its own. Did a little fussy cut. On some of the pages, I brought in some washi tape just because the spine was starting to tear apart. So I tried to strengthen that a little bit with some colorful, neutral, for the most part, washi tape. Okay, just brought in a couple label elements and tickets and such there. Throughout this, you will see some pages are inked and some are not. It's just my choice, what I felt I wanted to go with at that particular time. Okay, all right, first page. Again, just some light decorating there. I really enjoyed just the Bobbsey Twins heading. I did all my pockets and tucks and belly bands and stuff on the right hand side, and then just did light collaging and decorating and such on the left hand side. So here we just got a single side pocket tuck here, and I just, on some of them, on most of them, I think I've got either a journal card or tag or something in them. Not so much for writing, but it's there if I need it. but I was just really focused on getting the book decorated and getting some prettiness throughout the book. Okay, again, various digitals there, just brought in a little label, some light decorating on this side, and I tried my best to get an even flow through both sides, so got a little bit of color trickling through, so you get an even blend on both sides. Okay, so there's that one. Next page, I did a diagonal pocket, and as you can see, this one's kind of a yellow tone, so I fed off of that yellow background there, so I brought in a little bit of yellow on the note card, a little sunflower stamp here, and then just a couple bits and pieces on that side with a little bit of lace trim just to make it look soft and delicate, because roses, you know, that's kind of what I was thinking on that one. Okay, on this one, I did a double tiered diagonal pocket. That is where you just take the corner of your page and fold it down. And I did that twice and made a double tier. Okay, I brought in some more elements, brought in a little frame, like those butterflies were in a frame, a couple tickets, a number, and then just brought a little bit of color because those are more kind of a cream neutral tones. I kind of brought in a little bit of color over to this side, some greens and stuff, since it was more like a nature. So I brought in some greens over to the other side, and I like that one a lot. Can't go wrong with butterflies, right? Very nice. Okay, this one, I wanted to utilize some of the fabric that I used on the spine, and I had a few pieces left over, so I just cut a kind of a rectangle shape on this side. I dressed this side up with some stenciling, and then just layered it. I put the fabric, I put a note card, just glued it directly down on the page. I had a strip left over from my scraps. I just made a paper ruffle, used a zigzag stitch because we've got zigzag stitch on the opposite side in the pocket, so it would have a nice flow to it. And that's all I did there. And then here I used a piece of the fabric to make the pocket, and I made a double pocket. So I used a book page piece here, and then the fabric here. So we've got a double pocket, 1 and 2. And I think that came out really nice. And then I just brought in a little ticket and some more of those pearls. So you'll see, even though I used various digitals, I think I pretty much got an even flow throughout. I tried not to use two digitals back to back, and tried to mix and match and get an even flow throughout the page. And I think for the most part, I did really good with that. So like you see a little pearls there, and then we saw some pearls somewhere. Oh, here. So you may not see them again till the back of the page or something like that. So just kind of things trickled in here and there. This one here is one of my favorites. I really like this one. I just used, again, digital, and since this had a wooden fence on this side, I had a fence stencil, so I brought it into this side, and then just used a key and a lock, and it looks like it's a rusted old key and lock. And this one here, I die cut that out using some faux leather that I made, and I think that is really nice. And I just glued that down. So this is just like a triangular double slotted pocket there, and then I just adorned it with a little crocheted flower and a metal element with another little pearl there. Okay, so that's really nice. I like that one. Okay, this one has just a nice large kind of a policy style envelope pocket, and it goes all the way down, so you can put a nice big tag or several journal cards in all these pockets actually if you choose. And then there's an upper slotted pocket there where normally you would glue that closed. I left it open, so we've got an upper tuck there, and I thought like that. And that paper is beautiful, isn't it? So nice. So that gets tucked under there. Just put a little label there. I did some stenciling, brought in a piece of my scrap over to the left hand side with a little label there, and I think that's really nice. Okay, and just tucked in a few little goodies. Here we've just got a little collage on this side with some random bits to kind of trickle in on this side. This is a upper and a lower tuck with an additional pocket down below. I just was having some fun with this one. I folded that page up, glued it down, so we've got ourselves a pocket there. And then I was just going to leave this as a upper tuck here, But then I had another piece of scrap, and I was like, you know what? It's the size of the paper. Let's just make another pocket there. So it's a triple pocket. 1, 2, and 3. So that one's kind of cute. That was fun. And you can do it however you want. And then again, fussy cut a rose. Brought in another one of those little embroidered flower elements there. This one is more of a steampunk vibe. I used some coordinating papers, and then with digital kits you get pre-made and collage tags. So I just cut a couple of the tags out that I had and just glued those right down. And I fussy cut a little guy there. Isn't he adorable? Brought in some labels, a couple word elements. This guy here, the steampunk guy here, I fussy cut him out and put him on some foam tape, just so he'd be raised up off of the page and look a little bit more dimensional. And then I've got a diagonal double slotted pocket here. So we've got 2 pockets there, 1 and 2. And I also did some splattering with some white acrylic paint on there, which was really soft, but I like the way it looked. Even though it looks kind of dark and grungy, I wanted to brighten it up just a bit, so I brought in some white splattering. And that one's really cute. I love this element of this little boy here. He's just so adorable. All right, this one was nice and bright. I didn't do a lot on this one since this page was so dark. I left this one a little bit lighter. I just brought in some light stenciling, a little bit of collaging with some fussy cutting there, and a little tag, glued that down. And I made a double pocketed belly band. So this here is a belly band, okay? Tuck some goodies in there, and there's a double pocket on the belly band itself. And then this has a nice big slotted space there for goodies. And I just took a piece of book page, folded it over, and tucked that in. Just like that. I like that page a lot also. Okay. All right, this one, again, brought in some stenciling and a little flower element there, and I just really darkened around with some ink around that there. Brought in some blue, just a little bit, another pop of color to kind of trinkle through. Double slotted, double tiered pocket here. Brought in some lace trim, a little piece of doily, and a transparent sticker and a stamp. And then I brought in just a little bit of that color of the stenciling over to this side, so you'd kind of get an even flow through it. Okay, as you can see, that's that portion up there. I just brought it in over there. Okay, this one here, I love this page. Just love blue. But it's a crisscross, I guess you want to call, pocket page. There's a pocket here and then a pocket going this way. And since the papers that I used had a lot of blue in it, I just brought in a piece of blue trim across the edges of the pocket. And then I brought some over to this side. And this is just like a flag banner just for decoration. Pure decoration. And I think I love that. I love how that turned out. Kept that really simple. Very nice. So there's so many ways you can do pockets and such, guys. It's so much fun. Just have fun with your papers and just go for it. This one here was a lot of fun, a little bit more time consuming than some of the others, but so pretty. On this one, I used the shape from a die that I had, and I cut out some of the pages and folded them in half. And when it's an interactive kind of a page, so when you open it up, you've got that there. And I may still come back and put something, an image of some sort in these flaps here. I'm not sure, but for now, I like it the way it is. You open that up, there's a tuck spot there, and then you open that up, and the same with the bottom. Open that up, there is a little tuck spot pocket there, and then you can open that up. Like you could put writing spots there, just some blank paper for writing, you know, writing there. Just so many different ways you can use this element. And then when you open it up completely, you've got a spot for a nice big journal card or tuck in some ephemera, whatever you choose to do. And then you got a beautiful page decorated there. But isn't that lovely? And I just used, again, a piece of the blank paper and a couple other bits that I had. So that comes down, and then it just has the traditional policy envelope tie closure like so. And I just used some circles and a couple brads on that. And I really like that. Isn't that pretty? And since the paper I used was pink, I just brought in some pink over to this side. Okay, put a little border trim over on that left-hand corner. And that was it. This one here is just a double slotted pocket. Brought in a couple little small journal cards, and the colors from the background here I just brought in over to the other side, and I did the sprinkling of some white acrylic paint again on this one just to kind of brighten and soften it up a little bit more, and I like that one a lot as well. And that's why I chose not to ink around this page, because the papers were already kind of dark. This one is another one of my favorites. It is an interactive page also. It has a double pocket on the front, which also serves as a closure, and it houses a tag for the closure. So when you remove that tag or journal card, it opens the page up like so. You've got a nice big pocket there, and then you can decorate. You can actually put a couple smaller pockets on the left and the right if you so choose, or just decorate it however you want to do it. But I really like that. Okay, so then when you close it, you take your tag or journal card, and that serves as a closure for that page. Isn't that nice? All right, I really like that one. Okay, this one again, just a traditional pocket page. Nice big pocket there, but I added a side pocket on here and just decorated it with a die cut, a little stamp, and a fussy cut, a rose there. Again, I wanted to bring in another piece of that fabric that was used on the spine. So I had a lot of strips, small strips left over in my scraps. So I decided to just cut 3 real thin strips down on this side, glue them down, and kind of put that piece of fabric in kind of like a cage wire kind of thing. I don't know what I was thinking, but the finished look, I think it looks really nice. I think it complements this page. I think those flowers go really well together. And I just left it at that. And I think that's really, really nice. I like it. Okay. And here is the last page. I didn't do anything to this side. I probably will still come in and do some stenciling. Maybe pull out my pinks. The only thing I had available was the brown, the vintage photo that I had been using throughout the book. And I didn't want to do it. I just think this is my favorite page, and I'm glad that I saved that for last. Just because it's so pretty, I think, and it's a nice way to end the book. But what I did with this was a flip out, and I just cut out a circle, cut about 1/3 of it off and used it as a closure, glued it down, used it as a closure, and then it flips out like so. And I just put some digital papers down on the front and the back, fussy cut a rose off of this page and another rose that I used in one of the other pages, and just put that down and put some stenciling down on the background. And isn't that pretty? Oh, I just love that. And then on the opposite side, same thing to carry it through. I did some stenciling, brought in another fussy cut flower with a label that reads lovely. And then on this side, I had a scrap piece of the blue that was used on one of the other pages. I put that down as a tuck spot there, and I fussy cut a couple of the birds. The bird that was on this page, I brought him to the forefront of that pocket tuck and put that in there with a couple labels, fussy cut a butterfly, put him there, and I love the back page. It is so, so pretty. I don't know, it's just simple, but I love it. And then that just gets tucked right back in there. And there you go. That is my book of pockets and tucks, guys. A lot of fun. So if you haven't done this, and I've seen many people do this, and it's just something that I wanted to do, just to use up some, like I said, a lot of random pieces that I had, and I so enjoyed this, and I thank each and every one of you for taking the time out of your day and watching this process and sticking with it. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you like the finished book. Now, I said I had a surprise for you guys, and I do. It's just a small little something that I wanted to do. I'm always working on projects behind the scenes, okay? There's always makes going on in things that I don't do videos on, okay? And at the beginning of the year, I decided, which at least 3 times a year, I try to refocus and reorganize myself, because I'm sure you guys know, with our craft room, it only takes a minute for things to get out of hand with our scraps and with our messes and with clutter and things like that. And for me, that stresses me out. So at the beginning of the year, I decided I'm going to slowly each month reorganize something and try to be a little bit more efficient. It may not be something that you see, but I think that I'm doing, and it helps me produce better projects and be more functional. So I love laminating things. Absolutely love laminating things. Hold on. And I have been making laminated pockets for all of my acrylic stamps. And I still have a few more that I have not completed, but look at how neat. Can you see that? Look how neat that looks. And before, it was just thrown in a drawer and a huge mess. But what I do is just take some laminating sheets, put them together, back them up, and make little pouches for each one. And they work so efficiently. It keeps the dust out of them. I absolutely love them. And as you know, a lot of our acrylic stamp sets are all various sizes. So that's where I started slowing down. All the ones that were the same size, those were easy to knock out because it's just cut, 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 cut. But then when it starts coming to the odd sizes, that's when I started slowing down and I didn't get them all done. So I still have a few, I'd say maybe a dozen that I need to go through and make pockets for, but this is what I've been doing. Okay, so there's one. It's a nice bigger one than usual. And you can make them the opening whichever way you want. Okay, so this one goes this way. Okay, and then like here's one. Goes that way, and they just slide right back down in. Straight. And I fit them so they made them so they fit pretty snugly so they won't be rocking and shifting and moving around a lot. So there's that one. Let's see. That one's a little bit of a different shape. So yeah, I'm really liking that. So that's what I've been doing the last couple months. Okay, and then from doing that project, I had a lot of scraps of my laminating sheets left over. So I decided to make a whole bunch of just random things. And I made some larger little ephemera holders. Or you can, use them for whatever. You can put your little goodies in there. And again, organize them. You can label them so you know what's in each one. And it will really help you be more efficient. I think this would be a great project to make and use as gifts. Put some goodies in there and give it as a gift. Maybe with Happy Mail, racks, different things like that. So I made a few of various sizes. So there's that size. And then I made some smaller ones. And on all these, I did snap closures with the little sewing notion closures. And I think those look really nice. Just like that. Okay. And I did the same ones on these with snap closures. They're just smaller. So I've made a few of those. So much fun. I love laminating. This one, I did not put a closure. I was thinking I was going to do, there's different closures that you can use. You can do a slot closure. You can do the snap closures. You could do Velcro. You can just do like a wraparound with some twine or some ribbon. You can leave it open if you wanted to. I don't know. It's completely up to you. So this one I was going to do a Velcro, but I couldn't find my Velcro. And this one, same thing. But I just made the closure a different shape, more like an envelope. But I'm going to put a Velcro on that one. Here's another one. And they're just odd sizes because I just made them the size of whatever piece of laminating sheet that I had left over. So got all those. And then of course you can make some bookmarks. So I made a few bookmarks. And there's one. I put a piece of beautiful chiffon ribbon and 3 little charms on each one. So the 3 bookmarks I made, one has silver charms, one has bronze charms, and one has gold charms. And they each have 3. They're not no 3 are the same size. Like I said, I just worked with the pieces that I had left. And then I made little envelopes to go with them, little ephemera pouches to go with them. Okay, and I thought I would give those away to you guys today. Each of the ephemera packs have some goodies in them. They have the same amount, but just random little goodies. Okay, they've got stickers and just different pieces, elements in it. I think there's about a dozen. And I tried to pick things that were relatively flat for shipping, so the shipping wouldn't get crazy on me. But they all have little goodies in them, and I just did the slotted closure on these, where you just do a little cut and they close up just like that. But isn't that cute? Again, with this one, same thing. They all have the same amount of goodies in there, just random pieces that you can have fun with. Okay, again, slotted closure. And the last one, same amount of goodies. They all have the same amount, just different pieces, different elements. And again, a slotted closure, and it closes up just like that. The only difference is one of the bookmarks have silver charms, one of the bookmarks have bronze charms, and one of the bookmarks have gold charms. And 3 lucky people are going to get those sent to them. All I ask is that you be a subscriber to my channel and just leave me a comment. Okay, leave me a comment about the altered book of Pockets and Tucks. Tell me what maybe was your favorite page, a technique that you saw, maybe that you enjoyed, that you haven't seen. Whatever you want to do, just leave me a comment and be a subscriber. I'm going to leave this open for probably 72 hours, and then I'm going to do a random draw and choose 3 winners. And then I will contact you, get your information, and I'll get these goodies sent out to you. So that's what I've got for you guys. Thank you so very much. I hope you guys like the little laminated makes that I made, and you'll cherish those and use the goodies in your makes. And I will get back to you on this in 3 days. Like I said, I'm going to leave it open for 72 hours, and then I'm going to pick 3 winners. All right? So please subscribe, leave me a comment, and hopefully your name will be chosen. Until the next video, take care and God bless. Bye-bye.